Hi, Rosie. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Um, so, as I told you earlier, I'm just going to reiterate I'm interviewing you in order for you to help me with my interviewing skills for my social work class. I do need to let you know that I will be recording you and that my professor will be viewing it, possibly other students, and it will be uploaded on a private YouTube account.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. I'd also like you to know that if at any point during the interview you do feel uncomfortable, don't feel the need to explain it to me. Just say the word skip, and I'll move on to the next question. Do you agree to this interview?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Well, let's get started. I understand you're an ER nurse. And what year did you graduate nursing school?
I graduated in June of 2014. Right after that, I got a job in a skilled nursing facility. I worked there for about a year, and then after that, I got this opportunity to work as an ER nurse at Pomona Valley Hospital, and I've been there for about a year now.
Great. Okay, so you said you're working at a skilled nursing facility. Do you mind elaborating what you had to do there?
Sure. So I was in charge of 45 patients, which was a lot. It was a little intense, but I had to pass out medication, do vitals, monitor any changes in their health. Um, if they had seizures, which most of them did, they had ongoing seizure conditions. They had a
Mm.
seizure, I was there to take care of it and report it. And documentation was vital in that facility. Also, we were there for if we had to send patients out, like we would monitor their vital signs, and if they was off, I would have to call the doctor or call the ambulance, have them picked up, and make sure that their packets were ready to go so the hospital could take care of them properly.
Wow, so it sounds like you were pretty much responsible for
Yeah,
all of it.
for everything.
That's a
Yeah.
lot. That's a lot. So, what is a typical day in the life of an ER nurse like?
Well, it's actually pretty exciting. I during the day I'm a night nurse, so during the day I'm asleep, but I get up, I go to work around 7 o'clock. I get my report. Actually, I get my assignment first of all. Then I go and get my report from the nurses that were there before me, so the day shift nurses. And then I look at any orders that need to be done or any if I need to collect anything like blood or urine or whatever. And then I go talk to my patients and prioritize them basically. So if I have a patient who is suspected heart attack, then I'm gonna go see him first. Or this guy has an asthma attack and can't breathe, I'm gonna go see him first to make sure that the most critical are seen
Mhm.
first, basically.
Okay, and on that same note, what would you say in the past year of you being an ER nurse was the most challenging time for you?
The most challenging would be basically seeing any deaths. I think but the most challenging would definitely be pediatric deaths.
Mm.
That you can never get used to that. We had a child who came in and it was a drowning, and when he came in, he was already gone. But we worked our best, almost 15 minutes, just trying to revive him. And yeah, unfortunately, he didn't make it. But we all went, after all the nurses, we had about 4 or 5 nurses that worked on him. And when time of death was called, we kind of just went to the lounge room and bawled, just bawled our eyes out and kind of held each other. And, there's definitely a bonding experience there. We're very close. I'm very close with my coworkers because we've seen this kind of stuff, and we kind of try to joke around, talk about something else after, but we had to shrug it off and just keep going. There's other patients to be seen, and once we got it all out, we had to just continue, and that I think is the hardest thing.
Mm.
You can never prepare yourself, even though you see it every day. You can never prepare yourself for that. And I've seen the family, try to console the family, when deep down you're hurting. Not as bad because I can never say that. I can never feel what a mother feels when they lose their child, but we definitely feel it. So that's definitely hard.
Yeah, that situation, those situations in general,
Yeah.
just there's no words for them. And I do think that it does take a special person to deal with that,
Mm,
honestly, day in and day out. Um,
thanks.
so in situations like this, obviously it does take a toll on you emotionally. Do you have a self-care plan that you do when you get home?
Well, when I get home, right from my shift, I'm tired, so I just go to sleep. But when I get up, I basically turn off everything. I turn off my phone. I don't go on the internet. I just kind of veg out in front of the TV and just have a pizza delivered to me and just don't do anything. I just, I think that's important for me is to, because you're standing. I'm standing 11 and a half hours of my 12-hour shift, and it's daunting and
Mhm.
your legs are throbbing, your feet hurt, and so I think on my days off, me just laying in bed doing nothing is just perfection.
Mhm.
It's heaven. And luckily my husband understands that. He knows never ever to bother me if I'm on the couch, especially if I work 3 days in a row. So yeah, that definitely. And then just going out, like on my days off, where I love being outdoors. So I go out with Mahi, my dog, and I take her to the dog park, and it just kind of brings me back to that innocence, that
Mhm.
happy place where
Yeah.
it's just you see all these dogs running around, you're just like, oh yeah, okay, life is beautiful again.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it too. I think is just to get back into the day today. Um, so you were talking about your husband. How
Mm-hmm.
important is it as an ER nurse to have a good support system?
Well, like with any difficult occupation, I think having a support system is crucial. I mean, you can't. I wouldn't be able to keep my sanity if I didn't have my husband being kind of like my rock,
Hmm.
or someone I could just vent to. You need that, no matter what. Dealing with people is really stressful, and I'm sure you understand that as well. I mean, going in your profession as well. And so it's a lot. It takes a lot out of you, but having that person to kind of look and say, yeah, lay it on me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And even when I lash out at him when I'm angry, not his fault, of course, but I'll just lash out, and he's there. He's there. He's like, I know. Go ahead, do your work. So I think it's very, very important to have that, you know, for sanity.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Totally agree with you. Um, so if you could go back in time and tell nursing school Rosie one bit of advice, what would it be?
I would definitely say be kind to everybody. It doesn't matter who it is and how rude they are. You never know who their family is, or you never know if you'll see them again when you need help. You know, no matter what. I don't care if it's we take care of a lot of homeless people at Pomona, and they deserve the same treatment. And so I think that because you never know who they are and what memory they're gonna hold of you. Like when they see you again, are they gonna have a happy thought? It should be. It should always be a happy thought.
Hmm.
So I think that would be. And also never ever give up. Because there were times in nursing school where I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do this. This is really hard. But I'm glad I didn't give up. And if I could go back and talk to my nursing school Rosie, I'd be like, you got this. Don't be so scared. Take opportunities and enjoy.
I actually love what you said about treating everybody equal,
Yeah.
and being kind to each other. I think that there's a certain level of resilience and empathy and compassion that you need in that sort of career, in any career where you're working with people, especially
Definitely.
underserved populations, is really, really important just to remember that they're human. So I just want to reiterate that I really liked what you said,
Oh, yes.
and I agree with you. So we talked about the most challenging part of your career. What would you say has been the most rewarding part?
When a patient comes in, actually, when I'm about to discharge them, or if I'm going to send them when I say thank you so much, I actually had a pleasant experience.
Mm,
As scared as I was actually thank you for taking care of me. That half hour makes it all worth it. Like I know it sounds trite, but it really is a simple thank you. You know, you know, I didn't realize how scarce the word thank you is, or the
mhm.
words thank you is, because it's just we don't get that a lot anymore. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, it's expected. You're supposed to take care of me. And now I'm like, wow, thank you for saying thank you.
Mhm.
I really appreciate that. So just feeling like you're appreciated when at times you feel like you're not.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And yes, thank you for doing what you do. Um, as I said earlier, that I do think it takes a special person to go in every single day and have to face some of the most traumatizing, challenging things that any person can see. And I really appreciate it. And I know that a lot of people appreciate it, even though they don't always say it.
Yeah.
Your career, you as a person, you're appreciated.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So I find nursing to be a very admirable career. Lots of ups and downs. Have you ever reached a point in your career you just want to quit? You're done.
Um, yeah, sometimes I will say when we get a lot of that bureaucratic red tape, you know, yeah, you're supposed to be saving this life. Yeah, you're supposed to be documenting. Yeah, you're supposed to be doing this. Now we have more things for you to do. When they add more stuff that we need to be, like, I should not have to be worried about what kind of insurance I have. I shouldn't, you
Mhm.
know? But now it seems like we have to take a look at that. So, like, little things like that where they add more when policies change
Mhm.
and management changes guidelines. That's where I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't need to deal with this. I want to go into nursing. The reason why I went into nursing is to help people, not help insurance companies
Mhm.
save a buck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not what. And so those are the reasons I think would be the reason why I would be like, you know what, forget this. And that and being burnt out. I think in 6 years I'll probably be burnt out. So
Mm.
having a game plan after that is definitely crucial to me.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I have some plans.
Okay. Well, that actually welcomes my next question.
Oh, okay.
Your future plans. What are your future plans, your goals, your aspirations in your career?
Well, like I said, I know I'm gonna get burned out. So so this is what I want to do. I definitely want to go back for my master's. I want my master's in education. I used to be a teacher for 7 years
Mhm.
to elementary school kids. So I actually would like to be an educator for new nurses that come into the program, the ER program or any
Wow.
program in the hospital,
Yeah.
and teach them and hopefully help them and not be so scared because I remember how it was coming into an ER program.
Mhm.
I was actually recruited to be a part of the new grad ER program. I was scared out of my mind because I thought, what if I can't cut it? What if
Mhm.
Pomona's pretty big and it's pretty busy. So I thought, I can't keep up. There's no way. I can't do this. So I would like to be that teacher that says, yeah, you can eventually. You can't be perfect right now, but you will be pretty good when you get out.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I can totally
So
see you being a teacher and educator, whether that was in the school field or the medical field. So I wanted to just thank you for your time
oh, you're
and
welcome.
helping me with my interview. If there's any feedback you'd like to provide, if you don't feel comfortable doing it on the computer, you can feel free to do it in writing. Or if you have any questions for me,
I definitely like the written.
okay,
I'm a little camera shy. No, I don't have any questions that I thought of. Sorry.
that's okay. No, that's totally okay. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time, Rosie.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.